Hi, I'm Rachel. This is Body by Vendor Matt Pilates. Let's get started. All right, lie down onto your back on the floor. And just take a second, check in with your body, wiggle anything out. Just note anything that's feeling a little bit tight, a little bit tender. And if you have anything like any knee or back issues, I'll call them out during this class. But to start, I want you to bring your legs into tabletop. So your knees are stacked right over your hips and bring your heels together and your toes apart. So you've got to turn out in the knees. Your hands are going to come behind your head, palm over palm at the nape of the neck, and curl your shoulder blades off of the floor. So right away, I want you to pull that belly button down. Feel that connection to your core. Press the tailbone heavy into the floor. From here, upper body's going to stay exactly where it is. We just send those legs out at a high diagonal and bend them right back in. So we just straighten the knees, bend it in. And I really want you to focus when you pull back in, find resistance and space in your abs. So you're not just pulling the legs back into the chest. Those abs are controlling the movement. You can even put a hand onto the belly to feel the abs pull away from your hand as you pull the legs back in. Keep those feet flexed, those heels towards each other. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, big squeeze here, 4, 3, 2, last one. I want you to hold those legs out long, start to point those toes and flex. So legs are long, we're just pointing and flexing, warming up the ankle joint, keep lifting those shoulder blades off of the mat, pull that belly button down. We go for 8, 7, and keep breathing, that's important. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bend those knees in, let the head and chest rest back for a second. You just bring those elbows down onto the floor. Deep breath in and out. And now I want you to bring your feet together and your knees together and really flex heavy into those feet. So try to peel your toes back towards your shins. The head and chest are going to curl up again. The shoulder blades come off of the floor. Elbows are out wide. We start to send those legs out of the high diagonal, bend right back in, find tabletop. Extend, bend it in. And don't let your quads take over here. I want those abs to be in control of the movement. So take it nice and slow. Quads are a big muscle group. They're bullies. Got to make the abs the boss. And keep flexing those feet. And a lot to think about. Let's go for 8 more here. Keep curling up. 6 more times. You got this. Press those feet into each other. Go for 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring those legs back in. Let the head and chest go down. And I want you to take those legs straight up towards the ceiling now. Bring those hands down by your sides. You can just press them down into the floor. Palms are heavy. Backs, the arms are into the ground. Or if your low back's feeling a little bit funky today, make a little pillow with your hands right underneath your tailbone. You can bend those knees just a little bit, tiny bend behind them. And I just want you to start to lift those hips up just 1 inch towards the ceiling. So little tiny pelvic lifts. So to make this lift happen, I don't want you to just like fling your butt overhead. I really want you to just pull the belly button down. And as you do that, the hips should naturally just lift up an inch. It's not going to look like anything dramatic, but you will feel this deep, deep work, really, really low in your core, right down in your pelvic floor. And pull those ribs in as you lift up too. Contract the ribs together. Let's go for 8 more times. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring those hips down. I want you to drop those legs down now again to that 45-degree angle. So just keep them straight, drop them down a little bit. Go to your challenging angle for today. Those hands are going to reach straight up towards the sky. Big inhale here. And exhale, curl the head and chest up, bringing the hands down by your side. So your shoulder blades are lifting off the floor. Those legs are reaching out long. And we're going to go for 100 here. So big breaths in and out as we pump those arms. So we inhale. And exhale. Pulling that belly button down. Inhale. And exhale. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale it out. Big breath in. Span the rib out into the breath. Exhale. 6 more breaths here. You got this. Big inhale. Drop those legs down 1 more inch if you can. See if you can curl up 1 inch higher off those shoulder blades. Exhale. Halfway there. We breathe it in. Exhale it out. Relax the face, relax the jaw. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. The last 3. Inhale. Sorry, my bad. I know that was false hope. Exhale. 2 more, best ones yet. Keep curling up. And exhale. Okay, actually the final one, inhale. And exhale it out. Bend the knees into the chest. Let the head and chest go back. Circle the knees in one direction. And then circle the opposite way. And when you're ready, come back into center. And I want you to just plant those feet onto the floor and come up onto your elbows. So we're going to do a little bit of ab work, but a little more of a, less of a crunch and more of like just work of holding your back stable at the same time as you're working the abs. So right here, I want you to check in with your body. Make sure you're not just slumping down to the floor. Your back is straight. Your tailbone is pressing down into the ground. Shoulders are away from the ears. Feet are flat down and your feet are just about hip width apart. And again, just relax the face, relax the jaw. Don't crunch the chin into the chest. Nice open space like you're holding a lemon under your chin. From here, I just want you to reach one arm to the knee on the same side, and then the other arm will reach. And then we slip those arms back down. And that's just what we're going to do here, switching back and forth. And just starting with one arm at a time. And I want you to really keep the majority of your body weight in your abs, so that you can just really lightly bring the elbows back. So you're keeping the back straight and you're not gripping onto the knees for dear life as you do this either. We're getting a little more work into the obliques, pulling the belly button towards the spine, still even here, and try to keep the feet down the floor. Let's just go for 5 more here. And just keep pulling that belly button back. Neck stays long. Last 3. Final 2. Last one. Bring those hands back and just rest for a second. Get all schlumpy. It's totally fine. Just for one second here. And then I want you to find that beautiful form with your back again. So that belly button's pulling down, spine is straight, neck is long. So you can keep doing those single arms at a time, which I think is plenty challenging, or you can pump it up to the next level and take both arms up at the same time. Whoa, geez, and bring it back down. Always, the first one's always like the biggest shock of my life. I'm just like, why is it so hard to lift off of my arms? But again, that weight is in your abs, so it's not like a total rude awakening for your body. You're trying to keep those feet flat on the floor. If you need to walk them in a little bit closer to you to make that happen, go for it. And there's also nothing wrong with doing one arm at a time. Let's just go for 5 more because this is hard. We go for 4. 3. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can do it. If I can do it, maybe. Last one. Bring those hands down. Let the belly relax. Let the back go back. Let the shoulders scrunch up towards the ears. Have the wonderful bad posture for a moment. Deep breath in and out. All right, from here, I want you to walk up onto your hands now. So your arms are straight, your back is lifted up nice and tall. You're kind of just resting the top of your sit bones here, and we're going to lift those hips up, going for some tricep work. So those elbows bend back behind you, lift up to straighten. The hips do not have to touch the floor. And I don't want you to sink them down either, right? You want to have that work in the hands. Press the elbows back behind you. It's like you're trying to hold a beach ball in between your elbows behind you. So the shoulder blades are pulling together. The elbows are pulling together. You're putting more weight into the heel of your hand. Let's just go for 5 more here. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, hold on halfway, tiny little pulses. Just straighten the elbow and bend, nice and small. Not a big movement here. Pull the belly button towards the spine. Relax your butt. Keep the work in the arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the arms out. Send the hips down for a second. Take the arms in front of you. Shake them out. Whatever feels good. I always feel like I'm just like fake fighting somebody. This is my motion. I'm always fucking doing with this. But you know what? It feels really good in my biceps. All right. 2 more sets for the triceps here. So you can stick with that straight thing with both legs down. Or if you want to make it a touch spicier, we take that right ankle over the left knee, lift up, figure 4 shape with the legs. If you have anything up with your knees or hips today, skip this and just go with both legs in the ground, or maybe just one leg in tabletop. But if you can, open it up. We're going to take that whole shape, press it down. Trying to keep those hips even the whole time. We're just doing 6 more of these here. So try to make them count. We go for 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold down halfway. Tiny little pulses up and down again. Little bend in that elbow for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up all the way. Uncross that leg. Bring the hips down. Shake out the arms one more time. Fake punch something in front of you. For me, it's just this weird fake, very real plant. This is not fake. What are you talking about? All right, from here, hips lift up again one more time. Cross that left ankle over the right knee, or again, that left leg could just be in tabletop or down on the floor, and we send the elbows back. Send them back. Try to keep those hips nice and even. Just 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, last one, hold down halfway, little tiny pulses to finish, up and down. You got this. Go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up all the way, uncross those legs, bring the hips down. Whew. Send those legs out straight in front of you. Bring the arms up overhead, big inhale, and exhale, fold forward. Reach for your ankles, reach for the feet. Whenever you have kind of a nice spot to grab onto on your legs, just start to pull the shoulders back in opposition so you can really stretch out those muscles in between your shoulder blades, all around your spine. And relax the chin, the jaw, the throat. Deep breath in and out. Just finding that opposition. Pull the ribs back away from your toes. And when you're ready, roll yourself up and flip on over to your stomach. So we'll still stay lying down because that's really the best part of Pilates. You don't have to stand and you get a really good workout. At least in my opinion, that's why I like it so much. All right, tops of the feet are gonna press down into the floor and make sure I'm on my mat for this, otherwise won't feel as comfortable. And I want you to bring your hands right underneath your forehead. Actually, no, not underneath your forehead to start. Bring the hands out in front of you. So your hands are long, your palms are facing in towards each other. And I want you to keep your forehead lifted off of the floor and first start off by scrunching your shoulders all the way up to the ears. Just like feel how tight and uncomfortable it is and how your neck feels all crunchy granola. And I want you to pull those shoulders down away from the ears. You're spinning the shoulder blades together behind your back. That's kind of the visual I want you to go for, is that they're spinning towards each other. The belly button is lifting off the floor. And the way you kind of do that to protect your low back is by tucking the tailbone and flexing your abs. Like you're bracing for somebody to poke you in the belly right here. The neck is long and your gaze is just kind of like maybe, you're not staring directly onto the floor. It's like a couple inches out in front of you. From here, and it's a lot of prep for this, but from here, I want you to start by lifting your chest first forward and then up as you slowly drag your hands back in towards you. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Go up as high as you can without going into that low back. If you feel anything in the low back, that's your stopping point. And then we lower back down. So we're just gliding the hands along the floor, which makes it just a little bit harder. And it makes our back work a little bit more. So you might need to keep the range of motion a little bit smaller compared to if we were doing this with the hands supporting us underneath. That's totally fine. This is a lot of work for a very important muscle group that I love so much. Those muscles right underneath your shoulders, that mid back, which helps protect your low back, keeps any weight and strain out of your neck at the same time, and just gives you like really wonderful posture if you strengthen these muscles. Let's just go for 5 more here, nice and slow. Pull those arms back. Keep tucking that tailbone, squeeze those glutes a little bit here. 3 more times. Last 2. Final 1. Let those arms go down and just relax everything, that the feet fall out, and just press one cheek onto the floor, take a little break. I would press my cheek down with you, but this is the side that has my mic on it. So I'm just like, you guys go ahead. I'll watch. You look relaxed. Good. All right, from here, bring your head back to center and make fists and put them right underneath your armpits, pulling the shoulders back, down your back. The elbows are drawing in towards your ribs. Everything's nice and tight. Elbows aren't floppy out to the side. They are pulled in. You can feel immediately how that changes your shoulders to pull the elbows in. From here, same idea. I want you to lift that chest forward and up first. So your fists are just hovering off the floor. And then we're going to extend those arms back, straightening out the elbows and lifting up a little bit higher in the chest. Bend back in, careful not to let the knuckles touch the floor. And then we reach back out again. So we bend in, Drop a little bit in the chest, lift up, extend to reach up a little bit higher. Press the tops of feet into the mat. Squeeze into the glutes. Tuck that tailbone a little bit here. Neck is staying nice and long as we reach back. We're just gonna go for 8 more here. Deep breaths in and out to help with this movement. 6 more times. Neck is nice and long. I keep imagining those shoulder blades spinning towards each other. 4 more times. Keep tucking those elbows in towards each other. We go for 2 more? 2 more, I think. If not, we'll just call it 2. Last one, hold everything back. Reach those elbows up a little bit higher. And I want you to try to tap your fists together behind your back. So it's like you're trying to touch the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together a little bit more. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those hands down. Press your hands into the mat and press everything back into a child's pose. Bring those knees out wide and send your hips onto your heels, round the back. Deep breath in and out. Sink into it a little further. You can round the forehead towards the floor. And then we're gonna do a couple more stretches and a little more work for our back here while also getting our glutes involved. So just come into an all fours position. Shoulders are right underneath shoulders are right above the wrists. Knees are underneath your hips. Your back is pretty flat. And let's just start off with a cat cow. Then we'll come into our real neutral flat back. So we tip the head and tailbone up towards the sky. And then around the stomach, pull everything up away from the floor and try to bring your shoulder blades away from each other. Open up that space in between your scapula. And then reach it out again. Pulling in and out. And take a few seconds here. Take us anywhere you need it today. Maybe a circle to the side feels good. Rounding around, maybe sort of a weird snaking motion feels good. That's what I'm kind of feeling today. Just play with it. Find the spots in your body that need a little extra attention. And then when you're ready, come back into a neutral position with your back. Let me just pull up my pants and my mic for a second. All right, good. So even weight is in both of your hands. Tops of the feet are pressing down into the floor. And your spine is drawing up in between your shoulder blades. So it's not just sinking down. The back is nice and flat. The neck is flat. From here, I want you to reach that back left leg out behind you. And check in right away. Make sure that left hip didn't just hike up. Point it down towards the floor. Extend that leg out long. You're reaching the toes as far as you can away from your body. At the same time, that right hand is going to extend out in front of you. And the palm can either face towards the floor or just kind of in towards you. Either one works for me. And we're going to take this whole movement and bend the arm and knee to meet underneath your body, crunching and crossing underneath you, and then reach back out long. So we bend it in, extend it out. And while you're doing this, I really want the rest of your body to be nice and stable. So you're squeezing to that right glute. We're not leaning too far into that leg. We're keeping the left shoulder over the left wrist as much as possible. We're just going to go for 5 more here. 4 more. Nice and controlled. 3, those abs are fueling this movement. 2, fueling this movement, not movement. Last one, hold everything out long. Check in with your body. Make sure that left hip is facing down. That right shoulder is drawing down the back. From here, that left leg and right arm are going to swing out to the sides and then pull back into center. Now, however far you go today depends a little bit on both your flexibility and your bounce, but keys to help you go a little bit further are squeezing to that right glute and using your obliques to help you draw back in those side muscles on your waist. Reach out to the sides. Let's go for 5 more here. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, come back to center, bring the hand down, bring the knee down for a second as well. Shake everything out, recenter your body, find that box again with the hands over the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we're gonna lift that left leg up again and just hover the knee off of the floor. I want you to take this whole shape, actually flex that foot while I'm thinking about it, flex that foot and lift this whole shape up to the ceiling and bring it right back down. So it's not a huge dramatic kick up. This is controlled and it's more subtle. If your back is arching, you're not hitting the right spot. You should be feeling this all in the glutes. That back should feel like nothing's happening to it. Reaching up and down. Let's go for 8 here. Big lift back. Keep that nice strong bend in the knee. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. We bring that leg back down. Now take it out to the side. Fire hydrant here. Where we're keeping that bend in the knee. And this will totally depend on the flexibility in your hips. Your leg might not go up that high. That's okay. I don't want you leaning over all the way to your right side to overcompensate for this. Keep that weight even between your hands that are on the floor and your right knee. Go out for 8 more times. Squeeze into that right glute. Keep that low back protected. Last 4, 3, 2. Final one here. Bring that knee down for a second. Shake out the hips. Shake out the wrist too if you need it. We got a couple more moves on the side and then we're moving on. So that left leg is just going to extend out straight behind you. Again, pull that left hip point down so it's facing towards the floor. And we just lift that leg up to hip height and lower down. Lift up, lower down. So still things to keep in mind here. The shoulder blades and the spine are all in line. We're not arching to our low back to lift up this leg, right? Like if you look at my back right now, it's not moving. That's just my butt. I'm reaching the leg out long. The right hip is pulling in towards your midline. You're not sinking over to the side. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, go 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold the leg up high. I want you to come down now onto the right forearm. So left arm is extended, left arm is extended, right forearm is down, and pop open that left hip to the side. Pull the belly button in. We're going to take that leg, bend that knee into the elbow, and then extend it out. Bend it in. Reach it out long. So as you pull the leg away, we lengthen out of the waist. Crunch it in. Reach it out. Let's go for 10 here. 9, 8, you got this. 7, keep squeezing into the right glute. Don't let yourself fall over. Support yourself. Last 3, 2, final one. Hold that leg out long and we just drop the leg down, lift it up. We drop down and lift. So again, same thing as before. We're not arching the low back to make this happen. It's the squeeze the glute that lifts the legs up. If the leg doesn't go super high, that's totally fine. I don't really care about the flexibility. I care about those glutes being on fire. Mine definitely are. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, go 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring that leg down, bend the knee, bring it back onto the floor, and send those hips back. Whew. Child's pose. Relax those arms for a second. Shake it out. Send those hips wide. Maybe walk your hands over to one side of the mat, put palm over palm, sink back a little bit deeper onto the opposite hip. And then switch over to the other side. Hips drop in opposition away from your palms or your hands. I mean, your hands and your palms they're together, obviously. And then when you're ready, come back to center. Roll yourself all the way up. And let's do the other side. Obviously, y'all can stay where you are. I'll just flip for, purposes of seeing my leg. Okay. So let's find that wonderful base to start with the hands and wrists nice and aligned over the shoulders. The elbows are slightly bent, knees are under hips, shoulders are pulling up. The spine is pulling up in between the shoulders. Extend that right leg out behind you. Pop that right hip point down. Make sure it's not peeling open. It always does. Left arm is going to extend out in front of you. And we meet everything underneath the body. Bend the knee to meet the elbow. Reach it out. So neck stays long. It's not a huge dramatic rounding in the spine here. It's more about a small contraction of the abs that helps you create the space to bring the knee and the elbow together. So you shouldn't be at risk of bashing your nose on your knee at any point. That part of your body Stay nice and still. Let's go for 5 here. Because the side is already working, because that left glute was definitely working in the last side. 3 more. 2. Last one. Hold that arm and leg out long, and we start to sweep out to the sides. Pull back into center. Left arm to the left, right leg to the right, back to center. And this will totally depend on a little bit of stuff with your bounce, the flexibility in your hips. Just listen to your body. This does not have to be that big for you to get the work here. Reach it out, pull back in. And I want you to keep those shoulders and that spine together. We're not dropping down. We're not straining in the low back to make this happen. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, bring everything back to center. Bring the hand and knee down. Shake anything out that needs to be shook. And check in, find that box of your body again. Right knee is going to lift off of the floor. We flex heavy into that right foot. Take that whole shape, bring it straight up towards the ceiling. It's like you're trying to press into the ceiling with your heel and bring it back down. We reach it up and down. Taking this nice and slow so that we can pull the abs up towards the spine, protecting the low back. Keep a soft bend in those elbows too. Don't lock out your arms here because you need them for support. Squeezing heavy into the left glute. Trying to pull the left glute in towards the midline instead of letting that whole leg peel out to the side. The only thing that's kind of coming out of like this box of your body is that right leg shooting up and down. Let's go for 8 more here. I'm feeling it. Big press up. 6 more times. Keep flexing that heel. Find that connection to your glute and hamstrings. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, bring that knee down, hover it, don't put it down on the floor yet. We open up to the side. Ooh, this is a bad side. All right, that's okay. If you're suddenly like me realizing, wow, I am not flexible on this side at all, just keep the motion small. Focus on that control of not letting that left hip sink out to the side. Does not have to be the biggest kick out to the side in the world to be effective. Protect your back. That's what's most important here. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more here. Keep squeezing, keep pulling that left glute in. Last 2. Final one, bring those knees down. Take a quick little baby cat cow for a second. Got a couple more things we're doing here. Refine that box of your body. Lengthen the right leg out behind you. Bring that right hip point down towards the floor. And we just lift that leg up to hip height, drop it down. Squeezing in the glute, protecting that low back. Keep pressing away from the floor so that spine is in between your shoulder blades instead of sinking down. You're gazing out just a little bit in front of you. That'll help you from dropping your neck. So don't look straight down at the floor. Look out a little bit ahead of you. Squeeze and lift it up. That left glute should be feeling it, right? Keep lengthening that leg out long behind you. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, last one. Bring that leg down. Actually, no, hold that leg out there. What am I saying? Come down left elbow. So the right arm is extended, right arm is extended, left forearm is down. Peel open that right hip. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. We're going to bend that knee in towards that elbow and then reach it out long. We bend in, crunching the abs, and then extend out long. Tuck it all in, reach it out. But again, that work is more in the glutes. We're not wobbling around like crazy in the hips. It's not like a dramatic cannon thing. This is slow and controlled. Deep breaths in and out. Really press down into that forearm to help you keep your balance here. Lengthening the waist out long and relax the face. I know you're scrunching up right now. We're almost done, I promise. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, go 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold that leg out long. We just bring that leg down to the floor and lift up. And again, that low back stays out of it. We keep that work in that left glute. Squeeze into the right as we lift up, down and up. Keep pulling those abdominals in. You got this. We're almost done. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, last one. Bring that leg down, bend into those knees, send the hips back, open the knees out wide. Whew. Child's pose. Good Lord. That was good. I liked that. And just relax for a second. We've got one more. Actually, yeah, we got time for one more set of things. We're going to do some planks because we haven't done them in a while and I think we should do them. So for planks, let me think. What are we going to do today? You can either be on your forearms or up in your hands for any of these. That's totally fine. We're just going to do a little series of like 3 of them, maybe 4 if I'm feeling a little bit fancy. All right, but to start, come down onto your forearms or onto your hands. Either one works for me. I'll start off on the forearms. Your hands can either be kind of like 11s, or you can make a tripod shape with your hands wrapping one fist around the other. Your hips are dropping down. Heels are flexing back. Shoulders are drawing up away from the floor. Spine is in between them. And again, just really try to get those hips down. That's the key. From here, I want you to just bring everything forward, shifting your weight forward. Shoulders come in front of the wrists, and then shift behind. So we're just trying to keep the body in the same spot the whole time, like not rising up higher off the floor. By that is what I mean. Obviously, we're moving back and forth. We're just reaching up on the toes and back down. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, go 4, 3, 2, last one. Let those knees come down to the ground. Send those hips back. Child's pose to reset. All right, from here, I want you to pop back up. Find that plank again. I'm going to go for a little bit of pike to plank. So we start off in this nice low position, and then starting actually from up in your shoulder blades, roll through your back to lift your hips up to the sky, and then roll through your body to come back down. So it's not just a straight pike of the hips up. I want you to articulate through the spine. It's like imagine you're an inchworm rolling along the ground. You wouldn't move just by flopping ahead. That would hurt. You gotta articulate. And you'll definitely feel this in the arms as well as the abs. Let's go for 5 more here. Roll it out. 4 more. 3. Last 2. Final one. Bring those knees down. Send the hips back. Arms go forward. Deep breath in and out. All right. For this next one, because actually, yeah, we're gonna do 2 more variations. Sorry, I had a brain blast while I was in that last one. I want everyone to come up on their hands if they can. So you're pressing all the way up. Your heels are together, your toes are apart. And again, that spine is drawing up in between the shoulder blades. I want you to bend those knees, bringing your hips back, and then reach forward, find that plank. Bend the knees back, reach forward. So we're trying to keep those hips as low to the floor as we can. Obviously, they're gonna pike up a little bit, but just try to keep them low as you press back. Squeeze those heels together, press into all 10 toes on the floor. Let's go for 8 more here. 7. Deep breaths in and out to help you get through this. 5 more. You got this. 3, 2, last one. Hold back there. Hold those knees back and just press back into a child's pose. Oh my God, how convenient. We were already there. Deep breath in and out. Ooh, that's a good one. That opens up the hip flexors right away. It makes you realize, damn, you got to stretch more. All right. Last variation we're doing here, I promise. And then we will actually stretch because we're at that time. So come back up onto either your forearm plank or up onto your hands. Last thing we're going to do here, nice and simple. We're just going to step one foot out, the other foot out, step back in. We step out, out, in, out, out, in. Keep those hips dropping down to the floor the whole time. We go for out, in, and 8 more times. Sorry, I didn't count. 7 more. You got this. Or you can just hold it. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring those knees down. Whew. Send those hips back. Catch your breath. It just got a lot sweatier at the end than I intended. I apologize. At least for me, it did. Deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, come into the center of your mat and come up onto your knees. You can just send those hips back onto your heels for now. And let's just take the arms up overhead, grab onto your left wrist with your right hand, and first pull your waist out of your hips, and then gently pull your left hand over to the right side. Pull the shoulders down the back. Keep pulling the belly button towards the spine. And keep trying to press that left hip down as you pull the left arm away in opposition. Just get a nice big stretch for the obliques. Up into the triceps. Whew. All through the shoulder. That feels good. And then come back to center. Both hands reach up again. Grab onto that right wrist with the left hand. First pull up and then gently pull over to the side. Deep breath in and out. Let that right hip sink down a little bit further as you pull the right arm away. Just breathe into it for a second. When you're ready, bring those hands back down. And when you come onto your butt and bring your right leg in front of you, so you've got kind of a Z shape going on with your legs. So the right shin is in front, left foot is pointing behind, right arch is onto your left knee or kind of atop of the left thigh. Let's just take a big inhale here. Arms come up overhead. And then exhale, circle the arms back and walk your hands back behind you and just sink back into this stretch. So this is one of the few times I'll say, let your shoulders get crunchy. The shoulders can crunch as you spin that left knee down to the floor as much as possible. So you get a stretch through the hip flexor on this side. If you really wanted to, you could straighten out the back here, but I actually find the stretch is better if you kind of just shrug it down. If you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe those elbows come back onto the floor, rest back on the forearms. If you don't have a wall directly behind you, maybe go a little bit further, or if you're like me, you can just chill and use your ponytail as a headrest. Whew, convenient. Deep breath in and out. Send that knee down 1 inch further. Spin it towards the floor. Yeah, that's the good stuff. And when you're ready, walk yourself back up. Square your body off over your right leg. Big inhale. And exhale, start to walk your hands forward, just out into space. And I want you to keep the shoulders down the back and keep pressing your right hip back as you bring the upper body forward. When you've kind of reached your point where like, okay, this feels pretty good, or you're like, I could go a little bit further and I want to really be able to control it, start to bend those elbows out wide to the side as you drop the right hip back and try to press the right knee forward at the same time. And those hands there that help you control it. So you're not just like crushing all your body weight onto your leg. That might not feel the best. Just deep breath in and out. Control it. Keep it slow and subtle. One more big breath in and out here. And then come all the way up. And switch over to the other side. So we're going to bring that left leg in front. Right leg goes behind. Just rest that left foot into the right knee. Big inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the arms down, reach them back behind you. Walk yourself back. Let those shoulders shrug up. Spin that right knee down towards the floor to activate that hip flexor stretch. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, we take those elbows down onto the floor behind us. As long as we keep spinning the right hip down, or the right knee down, lifting the right hip up. And pull the belly button in just for good measure. The abs could still be working a little bit here. I mean, why not? Deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, walk yourself back up. Square yourself over your left leg. Big breath here. And exhale, walk those hands forward on the floor. Send the left hip back as you press the left knee forward. When you found a good spot, you want to go a little bit further, just control it. Take those elbows out wide to the side. Maybe press a little more weight closer to your knee with your upper body so you can really get a deep stretch there. Open up that left hip, the left glute. big muscle groups. Get real tight. And keep dropping the shoulders down the back while you're here as well. This is actually, I know back there I was saying scrunch them up, but here it's like, no, it's better for you to just bring them down. Every position is different. And just deep breath in and out. See if you can take it 1 inch further. When you're ready, lift yourself back up. Come back into the center and come back up onto your knees and lift all the way up. So you're pressing up on your knees. Tuck your tailbone slightly underneath you. Tops of the feet press down to the floor. Just take a big inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, pull those hands down into your heart center. Then drop the hands, roll the shoulders forward a few times, close your eyes. And then roll the shoulders back. Keep those eyes closed, relax the face, relax the jaw. And then just come to a point of stillness. Check in with your body. Notice how differently you feel since when you started this. Maybe your collarbone's a little more wide open. Maybe you feel a more connection to your abs, helping you stabilize this posture right here. Got a slight squeeze in your glutes to help you stabilize everything as well. You've got more blood flowing. Your breath is stronger. Just keep your eyes closed. Just take a moment to thank yourself for coming and working so hard today. You know, none of this is easy. You guys show up, and that's the most important thing. Like half the battle is just being here. So I really appreciate it. And with that, you can open your eyes because surprise, we're done. So thank you so much.